We should be back live right here. So market is tanking. Let's see if we break previous day's lows. Pretty exciting for this session. I'm glad I waited and I didn't trade the DAX, which is unstoppable. And then it gave me an orb long, but I know it was a fake out this morning here through my indicator. There's no really further progress to the upside, and it just, yeah, it wasn't right. It wasn't the best setup. So just tuning in here, everything should work. If we break previous day's lows, and I see we actually gonna close below, and I see we have an orb, I'm very strong bearish on the market with you guys, okay? So that could be a very good day for me. So overnight lows, previous day's lows is the same for now. That's good for us. Market sold off, was actually giving me an orb short on the 5-minute candle, and then it didn't manage to break previous day's lows and really come below. So it was actually giving me an SR long. I took a little bit yesterday, but it was so light. But today, I'm all in. Today, I'm all fresh and waiting for a setup. It could be a good long back to previous day's highs. So right now, we're working with like a 300 points potential upside. Do I want to take a long? I could. I'm not limiting myself to anything. I could take long, I could take short, I could take whatever I want to take. Okay. So DAX pushed, but then right now we've just been seeing it's kind of like flat, not really doing any much. Let's see Wall Street. I always like to compare NASDAQ to Wall Street. So I'm just looking at Wall Street now also. So this is what Wall Street is doing. Wall Street is pushing like a rocket. Okay. So we just got a support here. I think Wall Street is rallying, right? That could also give us a rally. So pretty good rally. We didn't break overnight lows. We didn't break previous day's lows. I think it could push back. I also think it could sell off. It could grab liquidity. If this market wants to dump, then it could grab liquidity before it's going to sell off. Do I want to be bearish? Do you want to be long? I mean, it's hard to predict already. Right now, I would probably wait a little bit. We are below previous lows, overnight lows, right? We haven't been able to close below fully or break below of that structure. So that's what making me want to go potentially in for a long right here and then take it back. That's a setup I could take a long and then closing with profit. Probably going to be a scalp. And then I would like to short it again. I think it could drop lower, but it could also go back, okay? So it could drop to 450, it could drop to 500, it could drop to 400, 350. Also have to be realistic. So for me right here, it looks more like a long. We're holding around previous day's lows. It's showing us a great support coming into the market. I'm just gonna give it some time here. I would rather take a long down here than buying in here. Okay, so I don't want to trade against the trend. That's one thing. So right now market is just opening a little bit flat and then up again. Let's see here. So we have a little push here at opening, and then we have no really further progress. So Dow is normally showing this movement when it's want to sell off. It's first pushing up, getting rejected, sell off. That's what we also, I think we saw the same pattern yesterday, right? Or did we not? I think we pushed, and then 5-10 minutes after, it's kind of like got rejected and sold off. I saw that. I started recognizing that pattern when DAX is really pushing like crazy, and we don't really get it on Nasdaq. It's kind of like correcting itself, and that's what we're seeing right now. Actually, while I'm talking about it, we have a great push. Just do let's see how much we actually pushed from lows. So we pushed 0.5%. It's not much. It's not a lot, and then we correcting ourselves a little bit. So right now it's just holding. It's not doing much. I haven't done anything yet. We just got down, kissed the previous day's lows, grabbed liquidity, and they pushed it back. I wanted to close above 650 before I'm going to do something and take a long. Also, please remember, don't hold anything above 4 p.m. Only if you're in big profit, but we have jobs opening report coming in for September, I think, yeah. At 4. Yeah, so we have news coming in soon. Let's see if we're getting rejected here around 650, because it could actually close above and then push. It could also stop here and then sell off and then rally from previous day's lows. It could also take stop losses and rally, and it could also close below, let's say 550 or 530 or even 500. For me to really go short, I think this have to either be massive overbought back to here for shorting it, or to have an SR fall back reversal around here short, or it'd have to close below 500 and I'm also short. My system will actually tell me, these two indicators will tell me exactly what to do, when to go short, when to go long. It worked if you're using them correctly. Make sure you have these settings on correctly, okay? Also the SR fallback. Let's see here. We might have a 5-minute warp. It's gonna trigger pretty soon. The 5 minute is now over, and now we have the second candle. So if the second candle managed to close above 660, it's basically an orb long. So the overall idea of it came back to previous day's lows, going long, was correct, but now I think this is how it's going to react. It's going to give us an orb long 5 minutes. Many people is going to jump on that train, and then it's going to get rejected at overnight highs or previous day's highs and then sell off. So I think it's going to go up now, and then it's going to correct itself. I would like to take a quick short here. But also have to be very careful of just doing randomly shorts. It could push, I have to respect it, and don't go against the trend. So the short-term trend is what you're trading, right? You're trading the trend, you're trading 5-10 minutes. So don't go against it. I would wait for it to turn. So right now it's above 650, it's pointing up. I know it's not closing above, but wait for it to drop or to rally and then drop. I mean, don't jump in here and then you hope it's gonna sell off. It could be good. I would do it personally myself. I would place it, and I would like to place it extremely quick. But then I also just know myself that it can be risky, right? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with scalping and going short and then cover it like 30 points after. I'm just saying, be careful. That's what I'm saying. So you could do all this back and forth with low sizing, but I'll always just wait for the system to confirm. So everyone went long because we have an orb 5. My system is not, because we don't have a close above the buffer. So everyone would go along above 50, minus 60. There's a buffer. Maybe you can see this little line here. That's the buffer. This is the opening range. So there's two things you could view it like this. Strong support, they push it to get a lot of people in long that think it's an orb, and then they could sell off and then take these lows out, and then they could turn around. So if you're long here, I think it will still work back to previous day's highs, but I just think it's gonna drop first. That's why I said scalp long and then short. That's why I want to take a short. But it's a little bit negotiating with myself and my own principle of like, hey, we take a short. There's no signal for it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Just position size yourself correct, then it's fine. Do I want to do something? Interesting. It's interesting that market pushed and then everyone went long also here, but here, and it just took maybe some stop losses. I don't think they are finished yet. I still think they want to push it down. But again, it could also rally all the way back here. So your setup should be, if you ask me, it should be orb long above here, take it back to here, and then you should close with profit. There's still 200 points upside, but you have to wait for it because you don't want to go long here and then it sells off. So, honest with you, what should I do? I don't know. I have no clue. Right now, could take a short, could take a long, but the system is not really telling me anything. I kind of like enjoyed that one here, overnight highs got taken out, but these previous days highs wasn't taken out, and then I want to short it, gave me a short setup. We break overnight lows, it took that out, didn't took that one out, so I was exiting around, it's just a small position. I kind of like that setup, and also enjoyed the SR long that it gave. The only issue that I had here, I had to close it because I don't hold overnight. Still managed to make money, but when it gives you something, you don't hold the 3 hour. Yes, you do, but you exit it before market close. Or you very low sizing and you saying, hey, this is such a late setup I take. Right, it's around close. I'm holding it. So know your plan before you enter. So market is just manipulating. It's not really going up. It's not really going down. I think it's going to try to reach these previous day's lows again before it's going to jump. It's extremely hard to jump into this trend right here. You don't know if it's going to take out these lows, sell off, close below, be a short. You don't know if it's going to be a long. So this one is much easier. First candle to take a short on, but this one here, that's after 15 minutes, that can be hard. It's usually a long, it can be hard. So what did I tell you? It's what happened exactly. What happened to Dow? It pushed, and I said, I think it's gonna correct itself. That's what we always see. Did I took the trade? No. It's risky, right? It's risky. We don't know if it's really going to continue, and it's just jumping in the middle. So now we have some selling pressure on NASDAQ, but I also think this is where it gets tricky. If it doesn't break below, it could be a good long. I just have to follow my own system. So taking a long above here will work. Taking a short there will also work. Doing something in the middle, that's risky. It's only risky because it's hard to replicate and remember, and then you start doing impulsive trades. And on top of that, I'm not making excuses, you just have to understand you have a news coming in. That's what the market is waiting for, so it could go anyway to manipulate the market. That's what the market makers is for. It's not to make it easy for you. Let's see here. Let's make some money, guys. Wall Street, to me, I mean, if we zoom in a little bit out on the overall stock market, I mean, it's a pretty good, it's in an uptrend, right? But it's also kind of like getting rejected around these areas, right? I hope you remember that with the NASDAQ. I told you about the 800 range. We haven't been able to break really that. We haven't really been able to break these highs of 880, 850. Every time we get up there, this is support, but every time we get up high, we get rejected hardly, and then back to 500 something. So if we break below here, that's a strong short. That's a strong short. I still think it's going to sell off 1,000 points, at least back to 24,500. It's just a matter of time. It could go back, get rejected again. It could break out, go to 900. That's kind of like what I think, and then it could sell off. But if I want to hold a position, I would hold a short for the next week or two. Stop loss above 26,000, target 24,000. It's a risky play, not the best. That's also why I don't do it. But if I had to do something, I wouldn't be holding long. So market starting selling off a little bit. Looks like a fake out. I could really see it's gonna drop, but let's see. There's enough room for us, trust me, to take the short. The risk of taking a short here goes back to there. Then you have 170 points against you, 130 points. That's not the best. So if you take a short here, you have a tight stop loss, okay? So it gets back and then up again. DAX is pushing. Wall Street is also pushing, making some momentum. Interesting. So market is still not doing much. And I know we have news. It's interesting to see what they're gonna try to do. Previously they've been selling it off and then they've been going up again. I mean, if you've been doing long, you'll have done amazing. That's also why we also have to do longs, because it turns, right? It sells up, we think now it's going to make new lows, and it just hit support and it goes up. Let's see here. So DAX holding great, and we have Wall Street also holding. There's no really, we've been doing long and short right at opening. We would be around break even now, and it's not up a lot from lows. I mean, it's up what, 30 40 points. It's not a lot. We're pushing a little bit here. I think it's gonna break out. Let's see. It's interesting. It's very interesting to see if this is going to break below 550 and close below. Dow pushing. Everything is pushing right now. How's Nvidia looking actually? I'm interested to see how that is doing. Nvidia is doing nothing. AMD, nothing. Apple, up. Apple is a little bit plus, not a lot. What about Meta? That's down 2%. Impressive. So market is not really making any lows, any new highs. It's just flat. And Dow is breaking out now. The Dow is making new progress to the upside, while Nasdaq is doing nothing. DAX is also pushing a little bit here. DAX is just living its own life. It's not selling off. It's not doing anything. It's just doing nothing. Just goes up, then down, and then we have news in what, 8 minutes? Keep getting rejected, Nasdaq. And it's pretty risky, I think, to take a short. That's what I have to be much better at, just following the system. Then I would make much more money, stress-free. Let's see here. So, took liquidity, pushed. Now we're doing nothing. I think it's gonna still break out and give us a fake orb, long signal, and then I think it could turn around. I would also say if it doesn't give us that's in the first, I would say 45 minutes, then I don't want to trade it. That's just me. If we don't get it on candle number 3 or the 5-minute candle, it's number 9, right? Something like that. If it doesn't, so that on the 15-minute time frame, if it doesn't give us that on number 3 after 45 minutes, it's not me, and then I don't want to trade it. News coming in pretty soon. Yeah, but it's living its own life. Dow pushing, DAX is kind of like living its own life, and Nasdaq is probably grabbing liquidity and selling off a little bit here. That's always the move we see. It's doing this, and that candle is not a short candle. That candle is just showing us nothing. It looks like they're trying to push it down. So Dow is actually rallying exactly what I expected. Push, sell off, and then push, and then we got a sell off, push, sell off. We should see a push on the Nasdaq. I mean, always compare it to S&P, but also Dow Jones. You can see here, this is Dow going back to previous day's highs. What about S&P 500? That's also pushing, actually. We only have Nasdaq that's like living its own little life. That's like very weak. It's actually very interesting to see what the market's going to do today. Excited to make money. I'm basically just waiting for it to react or have some momentum, volatility, because I don't want to go in the wrong direction and then things are just super slow, not moving anywhere. I want to go in the right direction and then hold on to it. Let's see. So we have one candle, one green candle. That's pretty strong. I think it's going to go up. It doesn't seem to really want to go down. Do you want to take the trade before news? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Probably going to take it right after news, but we don't want to get manipulated. I think we're gonna see a reaction on the news, either up or down, and then I think it's gonna go in the opposite direction. So if it sells off, I think it's gonna consolidate and then go up. If we push like crazy, I think it's gonna correct itself also 5 minutes after. If it's doing nothing, then I'm just waiting for a move, and I will try to jump on the trend and trade with the trend. And then I'm probably also gonna have an orb long that I'm gonna take above, probably above 60. I'll probably just hold myself. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna follow the 15-minute and take it above 75. But again, haven't done anything. Market is consolidating. Be careful of taking a short if it breaks below. It could turn around very quick, okay? It's okay to take a short around here, around here, around here, and then have a plan of exit around here. But taking a short just because it goes down here, don't do that. Wait for it to the body, the candle to close below. Then you can jump in and you can trade with the trend. If it goes against you, you're simply out within a couple of minutes. But don't take a short just because it goes back here. Wait for it to go slowly down, close below a couple of times, and then you trade with the trend instead of just going in short at lows. So Dow is correcting itself again, selling off a little bit, getting rejected, lower highs, while Nasdaq is living its own life. News in about 1 minute, guys. Let's see. Also, what's very important, if you go in very quick, you go out very quick. If you go in very light, you could hold it and you can let the trade play out more. Okay, so if we go in here in the middle, if it sells off crazy, we take profit, okay? And then what we could do, if it's a really orb and it's selling off slowly, steady, going very light, risk 0.5%, have a wider stop loss and let it play out. We don't want to do a short if it sells off and then hope. No, we can go in around here short, take it back, make money. Okay, so don't go short at lows. Don't sell at lows, sell at highs once it's getting rejected. That's why I have an SR fallback reversal. It's going to trigger 30 minutes after opening, so it's going to trigger in a couple minutes. There's nothing wrong with orb long. Just position sizing yourself correct if you're holding the setup that the system is giving. Because nothing is perfect, especially when you go in and an orb, nothing is perfect. It's trying to hunt your stop loss. So position yourself so you can hold it, or you could take the loss without affecting you. Okay, there's fucking no progress. It's just living its own life. Okay, we should have numbers now. Well, the numbers pending. Pending. I think it's gonna push just to take some fake outs. Looks like it's gonna push. We don't have the numbers yet, it's still pending. Why can it keep showing pending? So that's a good number. I'm not super sure if that's good for tech. I don't think so. I don't think it's the best for tech. Let's see here. So it's pushing a bit. It's interesting. It's very interesting. So now we also got the September data. Okay. That's pretty interesting. The market is not really reacting. It's not really breaking 660. I mean, that number is not that good. It is amazing, but it's not really good for tech, but it's still rallying. So they will not cut the rates if these numbers keep being so good. It should be very weak, the number, and then they will really push it. And now the number is strong as I'm reading it, right? Extremely strong drop number. We have to be careful around this time here, but very strong, and then we see a push. I like to short that market, but also have to be very careful. So it's actually pushing. Interesting. I think the market was expecting that. Yeah, they was actually expecting that. I also think many traders actually was short before the news. It's interesting. So the short idea was actually maybe correct. But the buyers are controlling the market right now, a little bit. Could also go long if I get close above an orb triggered. There's really no setup, even if I'm moving to, like, let's just say like an hour like after. I could do that. So I mean, yeah, it could correct. We could take a long. We could target previous day's highs. We could do like 1,000. I don't know. It's risky. I would rather take a short here, but also know I could get crushed on this one here because they are in control. But I'm thinking about doing it anyway. Okay, I was actually right about that one. So right now, I want to do a short position, but what is that based on? It's not based on any signals, any back testing. It's based on a stupid thing. Good news, then they might not lower the rates. What are the dollar increasing? Based on that news, the dollar is increasing. Okay, So dollar is increasing a bit. I mean, do you really want to risk it? Probably not. Then it should be target previous day's lows. Yeah, I'm actually not super sure, because it could be good to buy it, take it back, but it could also be amazing to short it, but short it where to? I mean, we have the opening candle, there's no structure that's been playing here. I actually don't know. Probably the smartest would be, if you're a new trader, is probably holding cash and wait. I'm not super sure where this is gonna go. I would like to take a short if it could push a little bit. It's just also like going in with like 500 contracts and then take 10 points and walk away. I mean, it's risky and you have to be extremely quick. Yeah. Not much. It's not really doing anything. It could go back. So the risk with the short is it goes all the way back to that. So we telling ourselves we're gonna have a stop loss here or stop loss there, but then when it goes up here and we short, we adding more, and then we have a stop loss here, and then we in very heavy, and we get to a huge loss, and then we don't want to take the loss, and then we move stop loss. Worst you could do. So if you want to do something, we go for short and very tight stop loss. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. Yes, I could have taken a long, short, and then short again. I mean, not super sure. There's no really news that's gonna come later, right? Nope. Just have to stay disciplined. Okay, so I'll risk it. I'll take a short around 45. Let's see here. So I'll open a short position right here. It might not be the right thing to do. So I'm short here at 45. I have my stop loss at 680. So 45 and no progress. It could be good to take it back actually to previous day's lows. So I mean, it's not really the best, but I'm doing something like this. But I don't think it's gonna work. Nope. So Dow is not doing anything. It's just not really moving anywhere. That's selling up a bit, but I still think Nasdaq could rally easily. It's extremely hard to predict this market here. I think they would try to push it. So the risk is just gonna go back because it's so slow. I actually don't know, to be honest. I shouldn't probably trade this market. Yeah. I'm just gonna exit here for break even. So I'm out. I have now exited everything here at 44. I don't want to trade this. This is what I will do instead. Would like to take a longer setup where I could hold a very good short, but I don't think it's gonna come today. I want to let you know I have no open positions, okay? But I want to prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have news, okay? So tomorrow we could see a good setup. We could see either up or down. But I want to prepare for tomorrow and save the trades for tomorrow, okay? So holding cash, not I have no positions opened. Yeah. So I have no positions opened. Will it work? Can it sell off to previous day's lows? Can it go below? Easily. It could be an amazing setup. And I could make a lot of money. I just don't see it's gonna go anywhere. And to me, when it's just slow like this, it's so easy to manipulate, and it's so easy for the market makers to push it, and you're like, what's going on? And then they push it even higher, and then they dump it, and then they dump it, and then you're like, what? So you got stopped out up there. So I would rather take a short up here, as I told you in the beginning. So right now, I'm not doing anything. I'll see you tomorrow. Very active day